Banger after banger.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Big Hero Chris back at you with another one. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe, leave me a thumbs up, ring the notification bell, hit me up on Twitter, TikTok, hit me up in the community post. You already know how the vibes are, man. You already know how we get down. And I'm back with your AEW Dynamite review. And this is the go home show for AEW Double or Nothing, which is taking place this weekend in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. And I gotta say, overall the show was alright. It was a pretty decent show. Pretty solid go home show. We finally got the official announcement. The worst kept secret in all of professional wrestling when it comes to AEW. They don't do a good job of hiding, their hand or whatever when it comes to these situations. But Tony Khan has made it official. Of course, last week it was announced that the new Saturday show, AEW Collision, will take place Saturday. And the first episode will be on June 17th. And the big mystery of where the show is taking place has finally been revealed. Surprise, surprise, Chicago, Illinois, home of one Phil Brooks, better known as CM Punk. So at this point, it's pretty much academic that CM Punk is pretty much going to show up. You can't not have the inaugural episode of this new show taking place in CM Punk's hometown and not have this man pull up. He's pretty much gonna be there, right? At this point, I don't know if they're just waiting for after Double or Nothing because they want the focus to be on that. But man, at this point, just announce that CM Punk's gonna be at the show, man. It's pretty academic. It's pretty telegraphed. We know where this is going. AEW Collision, Saturday, June 17th. Chicago, Illinois. CM Punk's gonna be there. Just say it, man. Just say it. But back to Dynamite. As far as an episode of Dynamite, it was pretty solid. For a go home show to a pay-per-view, it is what it is at this point. I mean, if you're already gonna buy the pay-per-view, you're already gonna buy it. I feel like if they were trying to convince you to buy it and you were kind of on the fence, the build-up is what it is. But let's just get into the show. Let's just talk about it. And of course, it's Dynamite, so we already know we gotta kick it off the only way we know how, and that's with a match with Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy defending his All-Atlantic Championship, which he will also be defending in a Battle Royal at Double or Nothing. Defending against Aussie Open's Kyle Fletcher. Also, breaking news, Aussie Open has signed with AEW. It's official. They got the graphic. Tony Khan tweeted it out. They are officially All Elite. And it's funny because right before Dynamite kicked off, the rumor on the internet or on Twitter was that both WWE and AEW were interested in Aussie Open. And that Tony Khan, I'm assuming that Tony Khan wasted no time and said, nah, we got to sign these dudes right now. Tony Khan did not want Aussie Open wrestling the maximum male model, so good for them. I'm not all too familiar with Aussie Open. I've seen a couple of their matches, but now with them being a part of AEW, I'll be able to get more familiar with them as a tag team. And who knows, man, my new best friend Will Ospreay might not be too far behind. He liked one of my tweets on Twitter, so we're officially best friends now, BFS forever. But on to the match between Orange Cassidy and Kyle Fletcher. I mean, at this point, you already know what to expect. The week after week after week of Orange Cassidy defending his All-Atlantic Championship is getting to him. Every week he's more banged up. He's more bandaged up. He's more battered. He's more bruised up. But he always manages to find a way to win. But you already know that eventually that is going to run out. It wasn't the case for this episode of Dynamite. Orange Cassidy is still the All-Atlantic Champion. And I will say the only thing that kind of had me kind of scratching my head was, aside from this being a good match, what really was the point of this match? If he's already going to defend the title in the Battle Royal, did you really need to have Orange Cassidy on Dynamite defending his championship against Kyle Fletcher? Aside from it being a good match, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Orange Cassidy is still the All-Atlantic champion. Good for him. Good job, Orange Cassidy. You're awesome. Keep those hands in your pockets, my friend. Next up, we had a backstage promo from Ricky Starks. Speaking of the All Atlantic Championship Battle Royal, Ricky Starks announced that he will be a part of that All Atlantic Championship Battle Royal. And for some reason, I felt like he will get a rematch against Jay White. That's not the case. I'm assuming Jay White's also going to be in the Battle Royal. But Ricky Starks let it be known that he wants championship gold. He wants the All Atlantic Championship. No, it's not the All Atlantic Championship. My bad. I've been calling it that for like 5 minutes now. The International Championship. I forgot they leveled up. The International Championship. He's going to be in the Battle Royal. As he was talking, he got jumped by the Bullet Club. Bang, bang. Bullet Club gang. So I'm assuming this feud is going to continue. Okay, it is what it is. Whatever. All right. So throughout the night, we had different promos from the Pillars. This whole 4 Pillars feud is still going on, building up to their main event match at Double or Nothing for the AEW Championship. It started off with Jungle Boy, then Sammy Guevara talk, and then I'm jumping ahead a little bit. We had an in-ring promo from MJF, and I'm gonna go ahead and say it, man. I like MJF. I like everyone involved in this match, but this is directed for you, MJF, because he's going back to his old roots. He's going back to his old habits, and that is bringing up the fact that the great bidding war of 2024. He's been good as far as not mentioning it, but he's doing it again. He's talking about the bidding war of 2024, about how he doesn't want to be in AEW, about how management sucks and blah blah blah. It's like, bro, if you don't want to be here, just don't be here, bro. I don't care about this anymore. A lot of people on Twitter were echoing the same sentiment. They're tired of MJF doing this every single time. The whole bidding war of 2024. I'm taking the triple B to WWE or wherever he's gonna take it, man. We don't care, man. Just talk about the match. Talk about the main event. And for the most part, Sammy and Jungle Boy talked about how much this meant to him. Nothing different that we haven't seen in weeks before, man. Darby Allin came out during the MJF promo. He talked for a little bit. MJF kicked him in the dick. Jungle Boy and Sammy Guevara came out. Jungle Boy handled the title. Am I excited for this match? Yeah, I am. But my excitement level isn't really all too high. And it's not for nothing, man. This should be a really good match. But outside of it being a good match, I don't really care. I don't care as much as I think I should. As far as it being a main event match, the first ever fatal 4-way match, I think, in AEW. And it's dealing with the 4 pillars of AEW. But I really don't care too much. MJF's going to win, and then he's probably going to feud with somebody else. So I don't know. It's going to be a good match, but I don't know. I'll talk about it a little bit more in my predictions video. But that whole 2024 building war stuff, man, it's getting on my nerves. I don't care. I'm going to move on to something more entertaining. That's FTR. So FTR came out and they talked about their match with Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal at Double or Nothing. They were talking for a little bit. They mentioned TNA. They mentioned Madam Dixie Carter. Made it a little bit personal, you know what I mean? So as they're talking, Mark Briscoe comes out and he has some questions. He has some concerns. He's wondering why did FTR Bald pile drive him? Dax Harwood was talking about how he couldn't see. He did it by accident. Mark Briscoe wasn't trying to hear none of this. He snapped the hair on he snapped hair onto Dax Harwood's head. Walked out of the ring. Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal, they're making their way down the ring. He pushes Karen Jarrett out the way. Snaps Jeff Jarrett. Gets in Jay Lethal's face and is like, I don't care about none of these other clowns. You're supposed to be my boy. What's going on? Building up more, whose side is Mark Briscoe really on ahead of the match, the tag team title match. Pretty solid segment, pretty entertaining. Just seeing Mark Briscoe just slap the hell out of everybody. He was like Bernie Mac from Head of State. He was like that British dude that just slapped everybody in that one video. You know which video I'm talking about, where he just I can't even think of the dude's name, but he's going around slapping kids. That's what Mark Briscoe was on. That's the type of time Mark Briscoe was on. That was pretty funny. That was pretty entertaining. Speaking of something that was pretty entertaining, we had the House of Black defending their trios tag team titles against AR Fox, Grand Metalik, and Blake Christian. Solid match. It was okay for what it was. House of Black retained, of course, and they kept the lighting. They kept the House of Black rules, the house rules. The house lighting was different, but it was an improvement of what happened for their first match. So they kept the presentation the same. They just updated the lights a little bit. House of Black won. They all locked in their submissions. Buddy Murphy, I see you. I see you doing the Rhea Ripley submission. You know, letting the world know that that's your girl and not Dominic Mysterio. I see you, bro. I see you. Pretty entertaining stuff. Taya Valkyrie beat Lady Frost. Cool. Setting up for Taya Valkyrie versus Jade Cargill for the TBS Championship. That's cool, you know. Women's match, TBS title match. Yeah, it is what it is. Jade Cargill was on the ramp watching this match, scouting her opponent, you know. Pretty cool stuff. Speaking of the women, Jamie Hayter said whether she's injured or not, man, she's going to defend her title against Toni Storm. She talked for a little bit. Setting up their match. Cool. It is what it is. Speaking of the women even more, you had Willow Nightingale, who was the New Japan Strong Women's Champion, defeated Mercedes Mone. Mercedes Mone suffered a leg injury. I don't know if it's a broken foot, ankle, knee. I've been seeing a whole bunch of mixed reports, but Mercedes Mone is indeed injured. Speedy recovery, safe recovery for Mercedes Mone. But speaking of Mercedes Mone, in this package, making her, I guess, AEW debut, they showed Mercedes Mone from her match with Willow Nightingale. So that's pretty cool. I'm guessing planting some seeds, you know, setting up for a Mercedes debut somewhere down the line. That would be pretty cool to see. That's what's up. Something that was also entertaining, we had Chris Jericho and Adam Cole contract signing, trash talking, shots being fired, shade being thrown, and a surprising debut of the suicidal, homicidal, lethal, death-defying Sabu. What? Sabu is in AEW. Sabu is All Elite. What is going on? Nobody saw this coming. This is pretty cool. I like Sabu. I've always liked Sabu from his days in ECW. Even when he was in WWE CW during the whole whatever that was pretty cool to see Sabu on WWE television. You know, I was at home doing the little point like Sabu. So it's official. Sabu will be the special enforcer during the No Holds Bar match between Chris Jericho and Adam Cole. Pretty cool stuff to see. This also led into the match between Daniel Garcia and Roderick Strong. Pretty solid match. Daniel Garcia's back was not safe because he's facing the Messiah of the Backbreaker in Roderick Strong, who got the win over Daniel Garcia. 1, 2, 3. He landed a backbreaker. Good for him. Good job, Brody. Yeah, man. And the only thing we have left to talk about is the main event between the Blackpool Combat Club and the Lucha Brothers for the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships. Now, throughout the show, you had the Blackpool Combat Club talking about the Anarchy in the Arena match. You had Hangman and Page saying that there was going to be blood and whatever, pretty much setting up for the Anarchy in the Arena match. Letting the world know that, man, these two factions do not like each other. They're not too fond of each other, if you will. So as far as the Ring of Honor Tag Team title match between the Lucha Brothers and Cesaro and Will and Yuta, pretty solid match, a whole lot of fun. Bryan Danielson on commentary, which is always a good thing. And one thing I did notice that during the match, Bryan Danielson was getting on Wheeler Yuta's case a little bit on commentary, because there was one point where Wheeler pinned one of the Lucha Brothers, and the pin was kind of lax, and Bryan Danielson was like, yo, we've been getting on this dude about how he covering, like pinning both shoulders to the mat. So that's something to keep your eyes on, man. Maybe he gets the boot. Maybe they're bringing somebody else in. I don't know. Maybe Shota Umino, Shooter, maybe Takeshita. I don't know. but the Lucha Brothers won due to outside interference from the Young Bucks. They held Claudio Castagnoli's feet. Claudio was trying to get back in the ring. The Young Bucks wouldn't let him get back in. Lucha Brothers hit the Fear Factor on we are useless. Got the 1, 2, 3. This led to a big brawl. Young Bucks got away. John Moxley cut this amazing promo saying like, look man, this, the typical John Moxley promo talking about how it's gonna be tremendous wrestling violence and blah blah blah, setting up for the Anarchy in the Arena match. So yeah, I mean, as far as Double or Nothing goes, the only thing I'm really truly looking forward to is the Anarchy in the Arena match. Not taken away from any of the other matches, but that's the few that I'm interested in the most. That's the one I'm the most invested in. That's the one I care about. I mean, will the show be good? Absolutely. It's AEW. You have a tremendous wealth of talent on this roster, but I will say that some of the booking decisions going into Double or Nothing has left me kind of, it's kind of like take it or leave it instead of Double or Nothing when it comes to a lot of these matches. Again, the show should be good. It will be good. I know it's going to be good because it's AEW. They don't disappoint when it comes to their pay-per-views. But it's just the booking and the build kind of meh. As far as this episode of Dynamite, though, I got to give it an honorary W. As an episode of Dynamite, it was really good. As a go-home show for Double or Nothing, kind of mid. But not mid enough for me to, hate the show or be angry at the show. It was entertaining. I was sports entertained. I was thoroughly invested, but it didn't really do too much for selling me on Double or Nothing. But that's just my opinion. I would love to hear you guys' thoughts in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts. Like, comment, and subscribe. You guys take care. Be easy. I'm out. Peace.